Hello everybody, welcome back to Tanler Creek Farm. Doing another hive inspection day, and you might notice that I have 2 beehives. So my last video, I did the split of the hive and my audio was completely messed up, so we kind of had to improvise. But today, hopefully everything is good. I will double check, and we're going to check on both of our hives. That's the old one. This is the new one. I am going to refill the feeders and also treat the old hive for Varroa mites with some Apivar strips. So we'll go over that today as well. Here we go. Our other hive still has quite a lot of food left in the feeder, so I'm not going to refill that one today. I know this feeder is empty, so we'll start with this hive so that I can get this feeder sorted. There are so many bees on this hive still, even after the split, which is kind of crazy. It makes me wonder, did I not shake off enough bees for the other hive? But we will. I feel discombobulated today. I don't know why. But we'll start by removing this feeder. And yeah, that is just a ton of bees. Alright, so this will be a quick check. Make sure everything is going well. We will treat for Varroa mites and we will close them back up. So during the split, I did remove 2 frames of brood and 2 frames of food, and then I replaced it with a bunch of empty frames that didn't have any drawn out comb or anything. So pretty excited to see what they've done with the place. It was freaking in there. Alright, we got bees on it. They haven't really started drawing too much. This one's coming along really nicely. They're making some really good progress here. Very happy with that. Nice and drawn out though. Looks great. We even have some brood on this one. So last time when I had pulled all the frames out and the queen was still in there, the bees were like flooding over trying to get back into the hive, which kind of gave me a clue that maybe my queen was still somewhere inside the hive. They don't appear to be doing that right now. This is a brand new frame, barely drawn out. Would not expect to see her here. But you do want to check just in case. Oh, 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 oh. Alright, we switched the gloves out because I don't want them to smell that stinger pheromone on me. But golly, that's the first time they have ever stung me. That has genuinely never happened before. And I come out here every few days, so, you know, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't surprised. If I said my feelings wasn't a little hurt, because they are. I'll be honest with you. So here are my Apivar strips. This isn't going to be some big tutorial because I've actually never used these before. I switched back into disposable gloves just because this stuff is kind of nasty. So I want to be able to discard these gloves. I wouldn't want them on my gardening gloves. I am going to not use all of these strips today. I'm only going to use 2. So I will reseal this and put it back. But I'm going to be using them again later in the season. So, you know, you can't reseal these and then think you can come back next season and they'll still be good. They might be, you know, but you're risking it. So these are easy peel, and they have a little tab or a hole. So the hole you could put a nail and then put it through. Or if you use the tab, you just kind of shove it in, and you want the top flush with the top of your frames. I am not an expert in this. I'm just telling you what I learned from YouTube. So we're going to surround all of our brood frames with this. And we're just going to tuck it in, just like that. And then Space is kind of tight when you have a bunch of bees in here. In the tutorial videos, of course, they show you on a hive box that has no bees in it. And I've got bees in mine and they're a little bit pissed. So that makes this way less fun. Okay, and then I think this was also a brood frame. I know. Ladies, I'm telling you, I'm almost done. And then I'm going to give you some sugar syrup and I'm going to get out of here. So this treatment, you generally want to leave on for 47 weeks, I'd say. It's like a safe bet. Okay, that little tab ain't good for nothing, but you just need to push them down here. And they did say that what you can also do is come back every couple of weeks and scrape off any burr comb, like just kind of dress it up. So it's not totally like setty and forgetty. And now the last step for these ungrateful ABs is to give them a nice full feeder. I am probably going to take this feeder off and clean it at some point because it is looking a little hingrody. We'll put this back on and leave these poor bees alone. They are tired of my shit. On to the next hive. Alright, this is the new hive. They have not really been messing with their feeder. I see like 1 or 2 bees in it. They're starting to find it. Not going to fill that one up today. If that queen cell from last time was capped. Okay, so that's not even been touched. I mean, hardly touched. They're starting to do some really good work on this one. Getting some resources in there. And even some capped honey up here. Nice heavy frame here. For not having a queen, they do seem pretty calm. Famous last words. There's a lot of drone cells right there, which is not great. But, I mean, it kind of is because soon a new queen will hatch and she will need to go on a mating flight. So that explains why they're making drones. So you can see that queen cell, it's getting much longer and it looks like they're considering capping it soon because it's getting more longy and more narrowy. And I can see a nice fat juicy larva in there and it's got a good amount of nurse bees attending to her. So far this one seems to be doing okay. They realized that they don't have a queen anymore. They went ahead and committed to growing out that really small larva that was in the queen cup. So that queen cup I found a while ago and it had a larva in it and then it did not. And then it did again. And they haven't started drawing on any of their new stuff yet. So they're really just relying on the resources that they have. And this hive with no queen, I would have expected to be very agitated. They're actually calmer than the hive with the queen. So I'm wondering if that hive that has the queen, I didn't want to bring too many bees over here because without, you know, basically the forager bees, this hive is only like 8 feet away from the old one. So whatever forager bees came in here with the split likely migrated back to their old hive after they went out and got some snacks. So I knew that the only forager bees this hive was going to have was the ones that hatched out of it organically. So I didn't want to move too much brood over here without, like, I guess enough bees or resources to support it. So I wanted to keep like a small sustainable population over here, just enough to take care of that, to defend their hive, take care of that queen cup, and, you know, basically, you know, because bees will die, like they have a life cycle. So basically have enough bees in here that by the time the queen returns from her mating flight, all of the bees aren't like dead, you know, when she comes back. So, but, you know, it's not hard if I need to bring over another frame of, or shake some bees into this hive. Like, I could potentially do that or bring over another brood frame, but I'd kind of rather not. I want to leave everybody where they're at. So their feeder still has food in it. so I'm not gonna mess with it and put more in there. I gave it all to the hive that has way more bees, and we're just gonna keep letting them do their thing. The queen cells, oh, jumped the gun on myself. The queen cell is not capped, so she is still in the early stages, but it looks like the hole is very narrow, and it looks like they're gonna cap it any day now, and then she will continue to grow. Yeah, and then she'll go out on a mating flight, and then, you know, fingers crossed, she'll come back. That whole process will take maybe 3-4 weeks, from basically they start raising a queen larva through she's returned from her mating flight and she's laying. So the more time that goes on, the actual less I want to mess with this hive. I'll just come by to check the feeder. I just wanted to come by today after they settled down to make sure that they were proceeding with raising a new queen, and they are. So I will leave them to it. Yeah, have no idea if these videos are helpful or not, but it's what we're doing now. If I'm out here, you're out here. So I appreciate you guys watching, and let me know in the comments if you think I did the right thing, the wrong thing, or if you would have done this differently. Be really interested to know. And if you have any tips for me, again, this is my first year beekeeping, so I would really love to hear them. Thanks for liking and subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.